Hey everyone, Catherine Pooler from CatherinePooler.com here today, and I wanted to show you the difference between the old Stampin' Up! Ink pads and the new. One thing that I thought was really neat when I got my new ink pad, there was a label on the back with a couple different languages, and then you just peel off the language of choice and put it right on the end of your ink pad. The older ones just say classic, they don't say the name, so that's really nice. And let's see how they stamp. So the old ones have like a felt material. One thing that I guess you can say bugs me about these ink pads is the edges fray, and you will want to keep these trimmed up because when they hang out the side of your ink pad, they pull ink out and it will leak and get all over the place, so that's not too fun. But you know, Stampin' Up! Ink pads are awesome, so that's a small little issue to be worrying about. Now when you ink it, I think the biggest difference you're going to see is when you use solid image stamp. So let's just ink this up and stamp it down. And that's not a very good image, so I always tell people when inking solid images, you have to work at it a little bit. I do like a tapping and twisting motion, and that will ensure your entire ink or your entire stamp gets inked up. And then before I go to stamp, you don't want to twist it and then stamp because you're going to get like these twisty lines in there. So just pat it before stamping, and then we'll just stamp it right there. Okay, so now we have a pretty good looking image, except I got a little hair or something in there, so never mind that. Now let's put that aside and look at the new ink pad. This is a foam pad, and you can see the difference. These are spongy, so one thing you're going to want to be careful of, don't push your stamp down too hard into the ink pad because then it's spongy, so this will sink in a little bit and you'll get ink all over the place. So just a light tapping, and I did very little inking there, just like I did on this. So let's see what our image looks like with just a little bit of inking. Holy cow. Check it. It looks awesome. And it even looks better than this one. So you can see the new Stampin' Up! Ink pads are pretty rad. Pretty rockin'. They are pretty awesome. They're pretty gnarly, whatever the teens are saying these days. Bottom line is, I love them. They're great. The one drawback that I am seeing is my ink pad seems to be pretty darn inky. So I have nail polish on, and I had to do that because I have ink all under my fingernails. So be careful of that. Otherwise, you can see the difference here. I think it gives a much better covered stamp, and your images are going to look really awesome. So hope you enjoyed this tutorial and it helped you out. And again, old ink pads are still fabulous, but I do think these new ones are better. Thanks for watching. Be sure to head over to CatherinePooler.com and sign up for my newsletter. If you haven't already, you get exclusive subscriber-only tutorials. Let me know if you have any questions. Have a wonderful day and happy stamping.